Hello, and welcome to the Harbor Cross Training Program on Chemical Spill Cleanups, Chapter 14, Version 1.0. Harbor Cross is committed to health and safety and believes in order to be effective, health and safety must be cultural and expressed at all levels of the organization. This is our agenda for today. First, we'll talk about the roles and responsibilities of all workplace parties. From there, we'll review the legislative requirements. Next, we'll talk about the spill kit components. From there, we'll move into the activities that require us to use a spill kit, injuries and hazards, the chemical spill cleanup procedure, and review a summary. There will be a test at the end of the program, so let's all pay attention. Roles and responsibilities. At Harbor Cross, there are no free lunches. Everyone has a job to do. Beginning with senior management. Their job is to review the guidelines and training requirements for the chemical spill cleanup program annually and to apply changes to the safety manual. They are to ensure that all job sites have a spill kit on site based on the type of work and provide all workers training on how to use the spill kit effectively. Your superintendents and supervisors have an important job to do. They are to inform workers during orientation the location of the SDS binder, spill kit, and spill cleanup procedure, perform a regular inspection on the spill kit and replace any missing items, keep the SDS binder up to date with new chemicals that arrive on site, and review all chemical spills and complete an incident report package, including corrective and preventative action. Your health and safety coordinators are there to support you. They are to ensure that all job sites have a spill kit on site based on the type of work, inform workers during orientation the location of the SDS binder, spill kit, and spill cleanup procedure, perform a regular inspection on the spill kit and replace any missing items, keep the SDS binder up to date with new chemicals that arrive on site, and report all chemical spills to the supervisor. And of course, workers. They are to participate in the Harbor Cross training program on the chemical spill cleanup, review the SDS data sheets before cleaning up any chemical spills, and report all chemical spills to your supervisor. Legislative requirements. Under Regulations 833, Section 3.1, every employer shall take all measures reasonably necessary in the circumstances to protect workers from exposures to hazardous biological or chemical agents because of the storage, handling, processing, or use of such agents in the workplace. Regulations 860, Section 17.1, an employer who receives a hazardous product from a supplier for use, storage, or handling at the workplace shall obtain a supplier safety data sheet for the hazardous product from the supplier. EPA Regulation 675-98, every person having control of a pollutant that is spilled, and every person who spills or causes or permits a spill of a pollutant shall forthwith notify the Ministry of the Environment. Now, there are some exceptions, and they include Class 3 spills that are discharges from pollutants that are from small fires, Class 4 spills of not more than 100 liters of fuel that does not enter a waterway, and Class 5 refrigerants that have no adverse effects and that the spill is less than 100 kilograms. Spill kit contents. So this is your spill kit, and in it you'll find a red bag, you'll find 10 absorbent pads, 3 absorbent socks, 1 drain cover, 1 5-pound bag of equal absorbable, 1 pair of nitrile gloves, and 1 pair of splash goggles, and 1 disposable bag. Now, it's important to know that we need to inspect our spill kits regularly and replace any kind of missing items so that when we do encounter a spill, we are properly equipped. Activities requiring a spill kit. The dangers of spills on a construction site can have drastic consequences to people and the environment. The appropriate spill control measures can make all the difference between a safe and a non-safe work environment. So examples of construction site spills include oil, diesel, or fuel spills, paints and solvents, hydraulic leaks, toxic spills, discharges in waterways or catch basins, spills from decanting chemicals. And again, these are all examples of spills that can occur on the construction site, and it's our responsibility to make sure we identify them, control them, and clean them up so that they're not endangering ourselves or anyone working with us. Injuries and hazards. In construction, injuries from chemical spills can cause significant harm to both the environment, animals, and the people. Firstly, the environment can lead to contaminants of both the water or the soils. For animals, this can lead to chemical burns, sickness, or even death. And of course, the people, this can result in chemical burns, slip, trips, or falls, occupational illness, or of course, sickness. So that's why it's always important to identify these spills and clean them up. Chemical spill cleanup procedure. So this is a procedure of a chemical spill procedure. You can find more information under Chapter 4 of our Health and Safety Manual. So it's a step-by-step process beginning with step 1. You want to first inform your supervisor of a chemical spill. Your supervisor will determine if the spill is minor, in which case a trained worker can clean it up, or if it's a major spill, in which case we'll have to get a certified service provider to perform the remediation. Step 2. Your supervisor and the worker should review the SDS of the chemical to determine the control required measurements and the applicable PPE. Step 3. You want to set up a control zone to secure the spill area using either safety tape, danger tape, or signage to separate the spills from other workers. Step 4. Stop the spill, use the spill kit. First off, you want to put on your specialized PPE. You want to apply the absorbent sock around the spill in order to contain it. Next, you want to add a drain cover to any sewers or catch basins in the area so that none of the chemical goes into the waterway. Next, we're going to sprinkle the equal absorbent on top of the spill, and we're going to wait because it's going to allow the spill to be absorbed by the chemical. Next, we're going to place absorbent pads on top of the compound to enhance the soak-up and cleanup measures. Step 5, we're going to use a shovel to collect the contaminated compounds, the absorbent pads, and any other materials, and we're going to place them in the disposable bag. For larger spills, we might want to use a drum. In step 6, we're going to release the scene and record the incident using our incident report form. So this is just a picture of a chemical spill, and it just shows the procedures of the absorbent socks, the absorbable, and the absorbent pads here. So this worker is going to be cleaning up this spill. Let's watch a little video on the process.
Meet John. He's going to help show you how to use your spill kit, just in case a spill happens at your facility. It's simple and could save you thousands of dollars in required cleanup costs. For example, this was John a year ago when he didn't have the right tools to manage a spill. He quickly learned that the spills that get into our storm drains end up in his local lakes, rivers, and streams, and that he could be fined by Tim, the otherwise friendly stormwater inspector, for not responding properly. Just look at the consequences. It's not pretty. Follow these 6 simple steps to avoid a messy spill. Number 1. Plan for the spill. John went to resourceventure.org and he got a free spill kit and help developing his spill plan. So he's pretty much ready for anything. He knows that the spills that enter storm drains need to be reported to Seattle Public Utilities right away. Number 2. Recognize and evaluate the spill. Evaluate the situation and select which type of spill kit would be best to clean up your spill. Be sure to put on the protective equipment found inside. Number 3. Stop the discharge. First, stop it at the source to make sure it does not continue to spread. There isn't a single way to do it. All spills are different. And sometimes, it requires getting a little creative and using equipment you might already have on hand. Number 4. Protect the drain. John uses the supplies in his free spill kit to block the storm drain, which keeps pollutants out of the system and gives him more time to focus on cleanup. Keeping pollutants out of the system will save John a lot of money in cleanup costs. Remember, if a spill reaches the storm drain, notify Seattle Public Utilities right away by calling 206-386-1800. Number 5. Now it's time for John to clean up the spill. Here, we see him using the booms and throwing them downstream of the spill's flow to stop its spread. He uses pads to soak up excessive liquids from reaching the storm drain. After you've saved the day, make sure to dispose of used materials appropriately. If you aren't sure how, call Resource Venture for guidance. Number 6. Evaluate and refill as necessary. Take steps to make sure the spill won't happen again. It'll save you time and money in the long run. If you need more materials, order them now so you'll be ready if a spill does happen. Crisis averted, and the spill is resolved. Pretty simple, huh? Acting fast and taking action to prevent damage to the environment and your property will pretty much make you a hero. Like John here.
So let's go through just a little summary. When a chemical spill occurs, you first want to inform your supervisor and review the SDS sheet. Next, you want to put on your PPE and specialized PPE to protect yourselves while you're cleaning up the mess. Contain the spill using the spill kit. Protect waterways, including sewers and catch basins, and always complete an incident package. If you have any questions about this training program, please contact the Health and Safety Department. Thank you and have a great day.